So stream information, BloodBidet used to new expansion cards for what's exciting. So we need a window capture. And we're going to hustle through the cards that I do not care about, which is going to be a lot of them because unfortunately, state of the game, there's a lot of junk. A lot of mechanics that are not that fun, you know? So I don't make the rules. It's not my fault. That's how they're doing it. But so this has to go to the back. Not that far back. Here we go. All right. So we're going to do it by classes. So Warlock. Warlock. Make this bigger. Beautiful. Rewind, battle, collect cry, both players discard a random card. Disruption is fun. I give it 3 out of 4. Disruption's always fun. Ruinous Velocidrake. Cast a Shred of Time from your deck to summon a copy of this, where Shred of Time deals 3 damage to your hero when drawn. 5/5 rush is pretty good. This is kind of meh in terms of, am I going to do this? Probably not. Let's see. Fatebreaker. Cast a Shred of Time to gain +3/+3 lifesteal. Not having Taunt is pretty not great on this, so I'm going to say meh again. Tachyon Barrage. Deal 6 damage, split among all enemies, shuffle 2 shreds of time into your deck. 6, like 2 damage, deal 6 among all enemies is pretty strong. So, it's not super fun, but it's super strong. I like them. The Shred of Time is kind of interesting, so sure. Entropic Continuity. Give your minions +1/+1. Dude, come on. I don't care about this. Rafam Ladder. Rafam doesn't need a ladder. Rafam is Rafam's pretty good. Three cards at different costs. So, let's see. Are we going to get to the Rafam? That's meh, but like, Rafam, let's talk about Rafam on its own. Twilight Time Hopper. Shuffle 2 shreds of time into your deck. When drawn, deal 3 damage to your hero. So this is just, I mean, a 2-mana 4/4 though is like pretty crazy. But it's also like, it's just stats, dude. I think, again, like it could be doing something more interesting. So I'm meh on this. Chronogore. You draw your 2 highest cost cards, your opponents draw your 2 lowest cost cards. So this deals, if you got your, oops, I messed up my thing somehow. How did I mess up my thing? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. This is somewhere in between meh and interesting. 6 mana, deal 6 to your opponent and draw some cards. Draw some for fawns, probably. Okay. I probably should have started with Time Thief or Fawn. I'm not gonna review them all as a package. So I think like as a package, fun. Deck size is 40, fun. Destroy the enemy hero. Come on, like not that fun. In the past, when we've had destroy the enemy hero effects, it's an destroying the enemy hero is an anticlimactic way to win the game. Destroying an overwhelmingly powerful effect that persists is a more fun way to win the game. I know a lot of people don't like the shaman quest, where every minion you summon gets bonuses, but it's more fun. I don't know, man. Every minion you summon has a bonus Rafam effect for the rest of the game. I mean, the problem with that, of course, is now you're playing a 10 mana 10/10 that doesn't have taunt or any way to keep you alive. So you'd probably have to adjust that. So Tiny Rafam, let's see if any of these are worth going over. That's the review as a whole. Like, I like cramming your deck with a bunch of nonsense. I don't like the reward as a win con. I like Green Rafam, hilarious. Let's see. Very few of these are interesting, right? Like, this is the only good one, in particular because Bafom's hilarious. So, oh, whoops, my corgi's blocking the hover on that. Let me fix that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just kind of move this over here. Yeah. All right, so Bafom, amazing. That's it for Warlock. Overall, Warlock. What's up, General Dogs? Yeah, man. I don't know if you play any Hearthstone. Are you interested in the new set that's launching next week? I've been at camps here. Like, it's kind of a long story on what we're doing with the silly corgi puppet thing. We've got plans, but uh, so I'm trying. I'm like kind of, yeah. It's funny. I keep playing it. I like it for like random nonsense go. As long as that's a theme, I still enjoy it. Who am I kidding? Yeah. Yeah, Magic is fun too. So I just finished the Warlock reveal, and then I'm doing a ranking based on pretty much just fun factor. So that's what we're up to for a little bit. All right, Temporal Construct. We're on Mage. Battle Cry, deal 5 damage to an enemy minion, draw a card equal to the excess damage. Draw cards equal to the excess damage. In terms of fun, this is pretty meh. In terms of power, not bad. Deal 7 mana, like it. I kind of like it. It's controlling the amount of cards you draw is fun, so we're okay with it. Faceless Enigma. Battle Cry, look at 2 random secrets, pick one to cast for yourself, the other cast for your opponent as a 2 mana 2/2. This is, as an effect, like kind of fun. It adds a lot of chaos. I almost wish your opponent couldn't know what secret they had, but that seems like it would be kind of hard to make a thing. Uh, Obviously, depends a bit on the mage secret pool. Let's say, what am I getting, right? You're giving your opponent a gain 8 armor, or uh, summon a water element, but I'm never going to attack into it. You're trying to, or counterspell if you've got a coin to trigger it to blow it off. So, all right. Anomalize. Summon a random 10 and 1, scramble their stats. This I love. Uh, 7 mana, 7 mana for 11 of stats is not bad. The value's there. The option for absolute chaos is there. So I'm a fan. Especially, like, I mostly want to get this in Rogue and replay it with tests, but I'm looking forward to this one. All right. Time Looper Toki. Battle Cry, get 4 random spells from the past. When you play all 4, get another Time Looper Toki. So infinite value. which is fun. And then so you have to say like spells from the past, quite fun. I don't know if this counts any class spells, then it's a max fun, you know? But if it's just mage spells from the past, we're probably here. I this is like between those two cards, I'll probably play mage. I might craft this card because we might be pretty hyped about this card. And then we've got uh Azure Queen Syndragosa. Oh, I didn't know Malagos was mating with Syndragosa. Good for them. Knocking dragon boots. Fabled. If you control another dragon, your arcane spells cost 2 less. Not actually that exciting of an effect, but you get Azure Oaths. So the Fabled mechanic is, you get these other cards built into your deck on top of it. So we bring in an 8 mana, summon your dragons that died this game. Presumably that includes Azure Queen Syndragosa. It seems weird this isn't an arcane spell, but okay. And then Malagos, if you control another dragon, your arcane spells cast twice. So, gee, did we get good arcane support? Anomalize. So, fun-wise, this is not the most exciting, the most interesting Fabled card they put out. It seems useful. And then Arcane Barrage. So it seems useful, but if there's not more like Yog in the Box arcane level nonsense, unfortunately, we're not mega hyped for it. Interesting flavor text on this one. Arr, I got me cane. Arcane Barrage, deal 3 damage to an enemy and 2 damage to 2 other random ones. Pretty strong, not interesting. So, meh. You combine that with some of those arcane, you could see like doing that twice for 2 reduced mana with the Malagos Syndragosa combo. Seems strong. Spell damage plus 2 dragon. Guess what? Scrap's born. Maybe it's strong. I don't care. Boring. Alter time, arcane. Discover 2 arcane spells from the past. They cost 2 less. All of a sudden, I'm more interested in arcane, the arcane archetype. And I'm listening. Mirror Dimension. Summon a 0/4 minion with taunt. If you're holding a dragon, summon another. What? Why do I care about this? This seems terrible. Not interesting. Mirror Image is crap with guaranteed 0/2. Why? Presumably, this is anti-aggro tech, which may hopefully, I'm sure I'll need it, so it's probably going in my deck if I get it. All right, so that's it for Mage. I sort of feel like I should, what I'm not doing great here is I gotta pick at the right. I'm not informed enough because I'm doing this totally blind on what sort of support they're building it. So start with the Fabled and then flip over the support. So Logosh, Bloodfighter. Fabled, Rush, Death Rattle. Summon a Bloodfighter from your hand. It gains +5/+5 and attacks for random enemy. Pretty good. And then you've got 2 other Bloodfighters. We've got summon a Bloodfighter from your hand. Give it +5/+5 and taunt. Okay, so each of them summons another Bloodfighter and buffs it. One's rushed, one's taunt, one's elusive. Yes. It's in the meh range. It's not doing anything too exciting. It could be a nonsense amount of value if you've got all 3 in your hand. for 7 mana. But it's not, doesn't seem strong enough to build your deck around. So let's see what else we got in the warrior set. Gladiatorial combat. Summon a random minion for your opponent. Summon a tiger from your deck. Summon a tiger for your opponent. So you get the blood fighter. You can start cheating at your chain at 5 instead of 7. Honestly, this is honestly probably worse. Like recruit was was not a strong mechanic. Gather your party, it was 6 mana for the same effect without the tiger for your opponent. So not the most exciting. Not the most powerful. Let's keep looking. Heir of Hereafter. Good name. Heir today, heir gone, here gone tomorrow. Okay. Taunt, battle cry, +2/+2 for each damage minion. Meh. Precursory Strike. I could not care less about this card. Good lord. Why are you doing this? Gain 10 armor, summon. So is Warrior going to have like summon garbage for your opponent to dilute their stuff? Is that a game plan? If it is, I'm listening. If it's not, the set is awful. What else you got? Draw 2 cards. Incredibly boring. Typical boring warrior draw. That's like, if you're, is it right? Okay, so we're putting stuff on their board so that we can cast this for less. Doesn't seem like a strong enough payoff. Slow motion. Not exciting. I'm just keeping up my meh for warrior this set. Good lord. Undefeated champion. Fill their board with garbage. 13/13. Okay, this is fun, and getting this off of a transform effect is disgusting. So I like those 2 things. But still, it's still just stats with rush. Both players equip a random weapon, give yours +1/+1. So let's talk about, I mean, you've got quest reward disruption here. So mage quest reward, lookout. They're random weapons, not random weapons from the past. You've got rewind, which is spicy. So this one's pretty good. I would play this one. Chrono Lord Epoch. The biggest problem here is we gonna have to, as a society, are gonna have to learn how to pronounce the word epoch. 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 Say it with me, everybody. Hold on, let's turn this on.
Epoch. Epoch.
Everyone, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Epoch.
Epoch. Sounds worse every time I say it. All right. Chrono Lord Epoch. Battle cry. Destroy all minions that your opponent played last turn. Okay. Cool story, bro. Not bad. Not. I like that he's 6 mana, so I got mana left over to do something, but other than that, it's still not the most exciting card I've ever seen. So that's the Warrior set. Overall, like, Warrior is not interesting to me with this release. Demon Hunter. So we gotta start with the Fabled. I feel like it's just so much of the direction for the set. Roxagar. Fabled Charge. Start a game, disappear, kill all 4 demons from Argus to reappear in hand. As a flavor, boom. Amazing flavor. But let's see. So what do we put? Kill all 4 demons from Argus to reappear in hand. And so he puts a bunch of cards in your deck. A 3 mana 3/2 lifesteal. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, draw a portal to Argus. Summons the demon for your opponent. When it dies, you draw a card and shuffle the next portal into your deck. So as a mechanic, overall, pretty fun. A lot of flavor. Let's see. So you can see like these are the demons. So then you got the second portal, third portal. So you don't start with the portal. You have to draw the Axe of Cenarius to get these portals. And then you get the final portal for a 12-12 charge. So I again like the reward is not interesting enough. A big old dude who bonks people in the face if they don't have a taunt is not that interesting. The questing mechanic I like. So Demon Hunter is always a challenge, like in terms of making it strong and actually fun. So let's see what else they got in the set before we pass judgment. Oops, let's wiggle this up like here. It's better. All right. Perennial Serpent. Costs 4 less if a minion is dormant. 7/9 rush. So you can play a 4 mana 7/9. Pretty strong, not interesting. Meh. Let's get our meh face out. So meh face out. I think we're gonna need it. Eon Rend. Rewind. Deal 4 damage to 2 random enemies. Okay. Meh. Looks strong-ish. Kind of expensive at 4 mana. Time Lost Glaive. Get a random demon from the past. From the past. Overall, I like it. It's a fun mechanic. It kind of breaks the game. Breaking the game is where I think Hearthstone comes out doing cool stuff. So I like it. Doomsday Prepper. Outcast. Your hero is immune until your next turn. You get basically an ice block. It's nuts. Plus with, you get the hit pull in the face. So, strong card. I have a feeling I'm going to hate playing into this, but okay. The Eternal Hold. A location. Get a demon that costs 5 or more. If your deck has no minions, your next one costs 0. And guess what? This is a minionless Demon Hunter tech, I guess, which they've done before. So if they yeah, I don't know, man. So free expensive demon, 3 of them for 6. This could get you back in the game really quick, especially with some of the lifesteal rush demons. So pretty good, pretty fun. I'm gonna keep up the happy face. What else you got? Summon 2/3/3 demons. If your deck has no minions, they attack the lowest health enemy. This is very meh, but it's support for a no minion archetype at least. So same. If your deck give any in hands, like why do I have demons in hand? What the heck? Solitude. Discover a minion. Reduce the cost of the ones in your hand, so you get cast Solitude, Lasting Legacy. But like, how many cards really? How many spells are adding minions to my hand in Demon Hunter? So overall, it's a shame. I really like this. Oh, yuck. So is the idea I'm gonna like hand buff this? I'm not a fan. Overall, not what I want to see. All right. So Garona Helforsen. Halforsen. If your opponent is holding King Lang, destroy him and cut their health in half. Uh, so at least here you're like, this is some, it's not, hey, win the game. So that's good job, Blizzard. We got King Lane. Start a game, hide from Garona in the enemy's deck, battle cry, draw a card, shuffle this back into your deck. So if you play him, he is going to go back in the deck, but like, so you're putting this thing that's a 3 mana draw card into your opponent's deck, which is pretty crud. So it's it's cluttering your opponent, which is fun. Disruption is fun. And you cut their health in half. If that cuts their max health in half, interesting. If it just deals a chunk of damage, slightly less interesting. right? And then we got the Kingslayers. After your hero attacks, both players draw legendary cards. You can sort of force the interaction. So, overall, we'll see. I'm not super excited to do it, but if it disrupts my opponent or closes, makes me winning the game after I've had fun more implausible, I can imagine playing it. But let's see, do I get to have fun? That's the question we all want to answer. Fast forward. Draw 2 cards. Pick one to have its cost reduced by 2. Okay, meh. I will reduce the cost of my fun cards if you give me any. So let's see. Flashback. Summon 2 random 1-cost minions from the past. Combo with 1 attack. So I said, from the past is fun. I don't know if 1-cost minions without their battle cries from the past are fun. So if this keeps me alive so that I get to have fun, I'm listening. It's going in my deck, but I don't know. Dethrone. Destroy minion. Combo. Summon a random 8-cost minion. I'll play this, sure. With a prep, 5 managed, summon a random 8-cost. Could be fun. Still not like super fun. We'll see. What else you got? Stealth. Summon a copy of this. Just this is the worst type of rogue pack filler. I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but like compare this to what I was already losing all the time trying to do, summoning 3/3 ninjas with stealth. So I don't know, man. Did they have a combo buff or something? Let's see. Rewind. Throw 3 knives at random enemies that deal 2 damage each. This is not the first card that's exactly like this in the set. With the rewind, deal damage randomly. So I'm going to say meh again. Time Admiral Hooktail. Summon a 0/8 chest for your opponent. It's full of coins. Why do I want coins? Do I get to play Wishing Well? If I get to play Wishing Well with this, I'm having fun. Shapeshifter. Each turn this is in your hand, transform into a random minion in your opponent's hand. Guess what? This is awesome. I'm playing this. Probably. Realistically, I don't know if it's mega hype, but it's hype. We're hyped for this. I already love the anyway. Royal Informant. Look in your opponent's rightmost card in their hand, get a copy of it, and increase this cost by 2. Disruption is fun. This is interesting. We're happy. Deja Vu. Discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. It costs 1 less. I love this. Copying my opponent's stuff is what I want to be doing. So I'm interested. So overall, let's be real. We want to play Rogue. We'll give it a shot. All right, I need to take a quick bio break. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Shannon. I think realistically, this is too many to try and do all in one go. So I think we're gonna stop Shaman, Druid, Hunter, Paladin, neutrals. We're getting there, but we'll probably stop either Shaman or Druid. Do something else. As before, Muradin, High King, Fable. Okay, this I'm looking for. I would consider playing this because this has a lot of flavor. It's interesting. It's fun. So bring the High King battle cry. Bring the High King's hammer to me. Death rattle. Add it to your hand. I wonder if to me means it buffs him. So related cards. These are also in our deck. I'm gonna say we're happy with this already because I like the. It's interesting. High King's hammer. Wind Fury, which is always like danger zone if Shaman gets ways to buff their attack, but we'll see. Wind Fury, Death Rattle, shove this into your deck with +2 attack permanently. Yikes. Okay, so this is definitely an infinite closeout game plan. And then Avatar Form, give a friendly character +2 attack, and after this attacks, deal 2 damage to all enemies this turn. Friendly character, you cast it on yourself, so can get pretty nasty. Plus, this guy has Rush, so you get to put it into your hand, probably same turn. So let's see what we're doing with this obvious hero damage. Are we going to get hunt cards or tutor cards effects to find it, or what are we going to get? We're going to be able to thin our deck. Whenever you would damage this, oh, he's right. I actually saw this earlier. They've got like nature self damage to buff. So I'm sorry. This is an awful mechanic. I don't want to be casting nature spells on my own minions to damage them. Like, why? And there's no way they're going to support this in the format long term. So it's as awful. So I get a 2-mana 1/4 taunt that can become 3/5 after casting another card on it. This is an awful card. Random 5 cost when you damage it. Okay, I like random. You're slightly pissing me off, West, but like I'm not a fan of this mechanic whatsoever unless possible exception is if they're printing lots of deal elemental damage to the whole board. Which I think they are. They can print 1 or 2. But like elemental overload was an old card that dealt 20 damage, 20, but ton of, a lot of damage to the board. I think maybe 8. So it's the one possible saving grace to this mechanic, and I'm not seeing the support for it. So, this is going to be a staple if anyone is playing Nature Shaman, but because draw a card is great. But this is not very interesting. Deal 5 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw 2 cards. So it's interesting that you've got some flexibility in how you use this card, but it's still like, this is a pass. Pass. Give it like pass. I guess with, yeah, it's just not fun. Get a static shock. So deal 1 damage. So here's like when I said deal 1 damage, you're gonna hit your cards that want to be hit by a nature spell. So you trigger that, you get a static shock. Okay. If there was more of this, I'd be more interested. This is just hilarious. So now you've got my attention again. I'd love to cast this in Rogue. And then we've got Farseer Wood. Elusive. After you cast a spell, discover a nature spell from the past. This is in the like meh to interesting range. It's gonna be really hard to keep this on the board, but if you can get a couple of strong nature spells. Some of those damage the whole board. I can see this. This is going to be a fun but weak link in nature, Shaman. Not enough to make me want to try the archetype, but it's something. All right. Druid. Whoops. So Druid is actually I'm here for what Druid's doing this release. So empowers Inishari or the Well of Eternity. The other gets destroyed. Kind of a bummer you have to pick. 5 mana 5/5, not that interesting on its own, but Well of Eternity, fill your hand with random temporary spells, or one that's empowered, do it. Fill your hand with random temporary spells that cast twice. So that's, I mean, we're downright hyped for this. And then same, summon a friendly copy of a minion, summon summon a friendly copy of a minion with its stats doubled. So I can't imagine I'm going to play Well of Eternity, random temporary. Plus it's a location. That's the other ooh, it's a bummer these are temporary, but I get to play the location and then have full mana to really I can greed this out so hard to have fun. So I I would do this. I would build a deck around this mechanic. So let's see what sort of support you're going to give me to draw these locations and survive. So 8 mana 6/6. Discover a spell that costs 7 or more from the past to teach it. Hopefully without this doesn't get too abused with double battle cry bounce sort of effects, but I mean, expensive spells are fun. Being able to play them for 2 mana the turn after is fun. So I'm interested. This will be in my Queen Ashara deck. So what else you got? We have Druid Overgrowth, cast 2 random nature spells, rewind. Okay. I like random spells. Rewinding so that I don't just totally screw myself over. 6 mana 3/5. So unfortunately, that's another, we got overstated, overcost, understated minions with good battle cries, which is both good and bad. So it's bad for Evolve, if that's the thing that we're going to be doing. All right, deal 3 damage. If you played a minion while holding this, gain 5 armor. Meh, but is it going in the deck? You better believe it's going in the deck. This is keeping us alive. It's clearing the board. So we have to. The only problem is, where are my cheaper minions? So far we're seeing expensive minions, so we want to make sure we've got support for it, but this is going in the deck. Alternate reality. Replace your hand and deck with random choose one cards from the past. They cost 1 less. Guess what? I will play this. Not only will I play this, this will be what I'm doing this. I loved Renounce Darkness Warlock. This looks awful, incredibly awful. I don't care. I'm playing this. This is great. All right. Danger Dodo. 5 mana 5/5 taunt. If you have 10 or less health, +5/+5, and summon a copy of this. So it's actually fantastic to let me play my incredibly bad, dumb, expensive cards. So it's somewhere in the awesome to meh in terms of, am I having fun? But you're gonna really cheese off aggro decks playing this, so that's always worth something. We already did Lady Ashara. We're hyped. We're hyped to mega hype. The fact that I get this and I get to have a random choose one deck, we're mega hyped. Kalderai Cultivator. Discover 2 beasts, put them on the bottom of your deck with +5/+5. Meh. I don't know why Dredge is becoming a thing again. but it is, and the legendary is going to make it good. We got contingency to draw them. Still meh. Discover. So compare this to what is it? Animal form, water travel form, the 0 mana dredge. It's 1 mana dredge. They're strictly worse travel form. It's fantastic still. So shows you how overpowered that spell was. So but also you already printed this card, so Crona, Keeper of Eons. Set the cost of the bottom 5 cards of your deck to 1. That's fun. It's fun. It's a taunt. It's going in the deck. Druid is looking pretty hype. Overall, I might be most hyped for Druid. As a deck that I would craft and play and have fun with. So Hunter, probably consistently my least favorite class. Let's see if there's anything worth writing home about. Let's start with the Fabled. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. Repeat for each of the other that you played, so maybe you can do 6 damage if she's the last you do. Discover a spell. Repeat. Ranger Initiate. Buff your deck. Repeat for each. So, overall, the Fableds are hits. I think that's the consensus. They're interesting. This seems somewhat well balanced. Fits into the Hunter lore. Let's see what else they're doing though. When a friendly minion dies the turn after being played, resummon it. Pretty obnoxious condition. It's going to be kind of harder to keep track of, which is nice. It's not going to be super unfun to play against, so I'm okay with it. Death Rat, this is terrible. You already printed this card. It was worse. It was better the last time. The 3-mana it was a 3-mana 2/2 magnetic. Destroy a random enemy minion. So mech death rattle, clear the enemy board sort of stuff has been done in Hunter. Rush elusive, summon a copy. This is meh. Not gonna convince me to play Hunter. This is kind of cool. It's not enough to convince me to play Hunter, but a random enemy so it can go face. Hopefully that's not. Okay. Deal 3 damage, exact center of your hand, deal 5. I don't know how healthy this mechanic is overall. A 2-mana deal 5 is too much damage. So if it's too easy to do this, if Hunter is it's too easy for them to dump their hands, this is not going to be great. Going to get through my Dodo wall, so I'm not happy about that. Kelderai Fletcher. Your hero power costs 0 while your hand has 3 or less cards. I was just saying, man, if they're dumping their hand and that's what they're doing, free hero power is even worse, so. Deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. Advance to the present, past Silver Moon. I don't even have to keep clicking to say, neat. You did some time travel lore. Cool. What else you got? We can go to present, deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. Excess hits the enemy hero. Advance to the future. Neat. I don't know why it's staying at 4 durability. I think you get 1 past, 1 present, 2 future, as with a strict reading of the card. And then it goes from random to lowest health. So, unfortunately, if you are like a token deck, this represents 14. What is it? 15 minus 3, best case scenario, 12 damage to your face. Plus, it's attacking your board. Quite strong, actually. King Malak. Discard your hand. Get an infinite banana. This is awful. It's hilarious. Lol. So I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know where to rank this one in terms of fun or power. Power, it's obviously terrible. There's no like this is terrible. Although your hunter, you somehow you want an empty hand and have a way to not just be dead with no cards. So maybe that's cool. But also like look at the infinity banana. It's beautiful banana. 1 mana, so you can be buffing up to 10/10. If you had charges, this could be disgusting in the right scenario, but that was Hunter. Not that exciting. So we got 3 more classes to go before we get to the neutrals. So I'm gonna stop it there. Keep the review reasonably short. Thanks for joining me. Please follow me. I really appreciate it. See you guys later.